Hey, Big Dazz. This is I haven't done this one for a while. I look over there, but the camera's there, so I gotta look there. Anyway, Big Dazz signing on. Here we are. Where have we been? 3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah, 3 weeks. Now, went in there 3 weeks ago, and this was hectic. This was a bit hectic. Went in there. Bloods were all over the place. I had a blood test, so I went in, had a blood test. Temperatures was high. That was on nearly 30, 38.5, nearly 39. And they worry when it's like that because you can't be over 38. So when I did that, that was over. So I had a blood test. Done a heap of tests on me, like swabs and that. Just make sure I didn't have an infection through the Hickmans or I picked up something because you low immune system. So I picked up something. And what they did, there was all that, a blood test. Blood's come back and I was atrocious. Blood count was down. Everything was all over the place. So put some bloods in, trying to bring me back to life, pretty much. Bring me back on the path so I can have my needle. So it's only in that 15-minute needle. It takes longer to get the needle from upstairs to me than have it. So that was that. And yeah, put me in a room by myself because it was so, how'd you call it? I was worried I had an infection, didn't want to contaminate other people. So I put it in there. They all gowned up when I was coming in. And, yep, no worries. Took that. You have your bags of blood, and then you have if you had platelets and that, you'd have another blood test after each one. So the blood test, yep, doctor come in, Darryl, you mightn't be going home tonight. And I was like, well, I'm going back to the hotel room and I'll be back in the morning if it doesn't pan out like I want. And he was like, I said, well, that's what's going to happen. It is. I don't need to block a bed upstairs because I know how hard it is to get a bed upstairs. I'm going to block a bed up there and we're going to be here at whatever time. Anyway, he said that my nurse she was brilliant, she was brilliant. Couldn't fault her. She was awesome. Easy talker too and ripper conversations. But anyway, she went to lunch and I had another nurse come through. She was nice, like, don't get me wrong, she was nice. And she was just doing my vitals and make sure I was all good and all my temperature went down. Sat on just below 38, so it was the legal limit, but it could have been a bit lower. But anyway, did that and and she was supposed to take bloods. Take bloods after my bag of blood. Bag of blood was in, so yep, take bloods. The doctor said, well, takes bloods and he'll monitor it, and when it comes through, he'll see what the go is. Anyway, never actually saw him again. He never come back. 2 hours I sat there for. And the wife, she went and found the nurse, and she goes, you guys still here? She was like, Mrs. said, yeah. And she goes, well, I thought you said you needed on going home. That's why I haven't come down, because she said, you're gone. And she come down, she was angry. She was angry. This other nurse was, didn't do the blood test. Forgot to come back to do the blood test. Doctor never followed it up. Which, I mean, he probably had heaps of stuff on his plate, but he's just a bit, he's been a bit off the last couple of times. But I think he's under the pump, something chronic with all these other things he had to do as well. But my trials nurse come down, Joe, what's going on? Did they come to do? And I said, they didn't do me bloods. They didn't come and do me blood test. So I sort of bucket everything up that day, and they said, they rang doctor, and they said, he's got a room upstairs for you. I said, no, you haven't. Go back to the hotel. Don't argue. I said, that's where I'm going. So I went back to the hotel that night. They give us a couple of food vouchers, like for the canteen, so we had a bit of food on them. They was that. The head nurse was that, because I really get along well with her. She was an older lady. And yeah, she get along great with her. She actually worked with a stem cells lady who was doing me stem cells out. She kept an eye on if I needed help. Anyway, she got us a couple of food vouchers and that sort of thing, and we had that food on them and went back to the hotel and come back the next day. And geez, it was just like walking into it again. Doctor come down, I said to him, you actually told her to take the bloods and And I don't know what happened, if she forgot or she got under the pump or something happened or it just didn't go to plan. He goes, I'm sorry anyway. And anyway, he's like, had another nurse come in and my bloods and platelets were low. They was very low. And what I found out later on, I shouldn't have been going home. They should have been doing it to fix me to get me home. By my trials nurse, but yeah, it was one of them things. It just went to shit. So they sent me home at lunchtime. I got home, spent 2 days on the couch. I was that crook. Anyway, it buggered it because I didn't get my needle that week, and it pushed it back a week. And like there was a needle there I didn't have. So went into the next week. That was another long week. But in saying that, I hit the limit. It had to be 80. My bloods had to be 80. And I hit dead on 80 to get my needle. I did just dead on 80. I walked in there. Temperature was good. I was like, beauty. Bloods are shit. So I had 3 bags of blood. And I just hit the 80 what I had to be to get the needle. So we got that in. So we rushed all that in, had the needle. So we got the needle in. And then, so I've been taking some multivitamins. I have. And anyway, they said, Daryl, I had to have a PET scan last week. On the 3rd week, it was a PET scan. So Daryl, can you come in the day before and we'll get your needle, the needle you missed, so it doesn't put nothing back. Because everything for stem cell week's in January and it's all booked in. So we can't push it back. Alright, done. Appointment time was 1 o'clock. I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be it's not going to happen. I had a theory it wasn't going to happen. I'm thinking, hopefully it does. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Anyway, on the way down, we went down that day. And a phone call when it was just probably about 3/4 of an hour out of Hobart. It was just hitting Hobart. It was about half an hour to get to the hospital. 3/4 of an hour by the time you get through traffic and that and park the car. Anyway, I said, can you come in straight up? We're ready for you. With 2 cancellations before me, so I'm in. So away we went in, and an older lady. She was good. She was cool. She was easy along with. She was a very old school nurse. Anyway, took the bloods, set them off. Anyway, wait. And I was sort of watching the blood as it was coming out, because of this, you can see it come out. You look down and you see it flowing out easily. And I was thinking, that's dark and thick. And any other time it's been really pale and runny. The last couple, I'm thinking, this is like it used to be. When I was just walking in and bang, everything was on par. I was thinking, beauty, it might be alright. Anyway, I'm sitting there, about an hour it took, which was good. Normally it takes about a couple of hours. So sit there for an hour and do whatever you want to do. You got a book or crosswords or phone games, whatever. And she's doctor's going, Daryl. Across everybody's yelling out from the office. She's on. You getting your needle. She's go time. Come over and do the medical. Pass me off. Flying colours. This is Doctor Who. Looks like Doctor Who. Nice. He's one of my first doctors I actually met. He's brilliant. Pressure-wise, handles it. He's on par with everything. And they kind of done the medical. Yep, right, get the needle down here for him. So he can have his needle, his dressing changed, and he can get out of her. And he said, your platelets are on 277. I was like, what? He goes, it's the highest I've ever seen. That's like a record you just set. I was like, well, fair enough. I mean, and your bloods are perfect. They're over it. Everything's that high. It is. So I don't know if it was the vitamins helped or it was just my body's gone over that hump of having a couple shitty weeks. And she's gone again. But believe it or not, after having the needle went in, bang. Trials nurse, she loved it. She thought it was great. Daryl, get your needle. Everything's on par again. We're going well. She said, that was that high. That was good. Anyway, so we did all that, banged that in, done the needle, back to the hotel, chilled out, had a good feed. It is. And then, she's had trials bloods the next morning, had that, and then had PET scan nothing got flagged on that, so that's gone back to the doctor. So I'll find out about that on January the 2nd. We go down on the 1st, New Year's Day, and be down there 3 weeks. I am. First weeks are just doctors, trials, bloods, and then been a week of chemo. That as an outpatient. But everything's trials, but everything's down to a dotted line being on the trials treatment. So the first one in Tassie I was. Took me a month to get on it. And we'll probably do a video of that later on. How it all went around. That's a later date on that. But yeah. So she's 3 weeks, 2 weeks in as stem cells go in. But saying that, it could be shorter. Worst case scenario, I'm on a feeding tube and that, so I can't feed myself. But I'm sitting about 117, 118 kilo now. Like a bit heavier than I want to be. Way heavier. But head saying that, going in there for the chemo is going to drop me like a sack of shit. It's heavy chemo. It's about 3 hours a day. 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is. And yeah, so I'll have that. And it's going to be, how would you call it? She's going to be a long 3 weeks. Long 3 weeks. It's got to be, it's hard because your body's got to be prepared for it. So if I go into that weight, and if I do lose 10, 15 kilos, I'm still sitting at 100. So I'm still going to come out at a decent weight. That's what I was thinking. Like I don't want to go in there and no weight and yeah. Because it's going to be hell. Especially eating that food down there. Ooh. Some of it's alright though. If you get the right one. But yeah. So I'll get that out of the road, then it could be about another 6 months. Roughly another 6 months. Just for the needle. Just for the needle care and that. That's if it all goes to plan. I'm not saying it's all going to plan, but hopefully it is. What they reckon it is, it's a little bit of scar tissue. There might be a little bit up there still, but they're not 100% sure if it's scar tissue. They'll see that in the scan. So they haven't rung me for anything bad, so that's a good sign. They'll ring you if it's bad. So touch wood, she's she's going well. It is. I feel good. I feel actually really good. Normally takes a couple days to get over the needle, but this day I drove home half the way and just, I felt pretty bloody good actually. Pretty good. So, it's like rain outside. Yeah. So it's been pretty good. It is. Yeah. So that's a bit of a catch up. What's been going on? So get this January over. It's hard because you got to be, how would you call it? You got to be physically prepared for lose a shitload of weight. But you also got to be mentally prepared. Wife and little Dazz is going to come down. We're down there the first week together, and she's going to come home and work. Because you got to still work. So I'll be down there by myself, and then they'll come down on the days off and that. So I'll do a few trips down. But yeah, you're in good hands down there though. As long as I get a person who wants to talk beside you in a room. So I don't know if I'll go to a single room or not. They're trying to put me in a single room by myself, which would be good, but they haven't got many of them. So you gotta go to the fire. It is. But it is what it is. That's when you pack music, earbuds, movies. Tired. Movies. I take colouring in, crosswords. This thing can take a model down and build. But it's sort of hard. If you're in a non-room by yourself, you don't want to stink them out with the glues. But it's alright. You just gotta pace yourself and don't stress out when you're in there, I find. Just go with the flow. have a yarn to the nurses, have a giggle, have a joke, and you'll get the same ones. You will too. You'll get them. That is. Then you'll get some newbies, and you'll meet some student nurses as well. But a lot of it's funny because when you stay in, you're on 9A, but some of their nurses are actually from 8A, so with you. So when you're having just in there for your day, so you'll get them as well. But you get a lot of Jesses. No, 10 of them. Everybody's called Jess. That's cool. That's all good. Cool times. Yeah. But get over this, so get back into the normal world. But yeah, that's a bit of a catch up. Just a bit of a catch up, and I want to just leave you alone now. Home for Christmas, that was the main thing. That was going to be the main thing. Home for Christmas. Only for a couple of weeks, then back down for 3. It is what it is. At least I'm not in hospital for Christmas. So, yeah. I reckon that's about it. So I had 3 weeks of it. Finally got the needle what we're supposed to have 3 weeks ago. Bloods have come back perfect. So I'm running pretty well at the moment. I'm actually feeling pretty good. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. When you're feeling bad, no good sign. I would have been a bit worried if my bloods were all over the place and that again. But they're not. I actually feel alright. Considering all things still don't feel too bad. Alright, might leave you all to it, and see you on the flip side. Don't forget to have an awesome Christmas, and Daryl, look down that way. There, see? Alright, might leave you to it and catch you all later.